And welcome back to the second half. We're coming to you live from Richard Thompson Stadium. I'm Kevin Arrow bringing you the play-by-play action as the Sharyland Rattlers have a 21-0 lead against the visiting Roma Gladiators. Once again, thank you for tuning in to ValleyCentral.com live audio on this cool Friday night here in the middle of October. And we're about midway through this district year, and so far, maybe a little bit early, but some playoff is starting to shape up in the districts around the valley. Gladiators will be getting the opening kickoff to start the second half. This one takes a bounce into the end zone. It'll roll out of the back of the end zone, so that means the Gladiators will have the football, and out comes this Rattler defense, pitching a shutout in the first half. Not bad for this Rattler defense. Second half underway. Gladiators with the football. Ball on the 25 after the touchback. 9-10 on my watch. Second half, here we go. Gladiators trips right, one lone receiver to the left. They'll give it a handoff up the middle. Again, these Gladiators down but not out in this one. Jesus Sabata taking that carry up the middle. Picks up 3, 2nd and 7 coming up. And that interesting end of the first half for the Rattlers. Not going with Lance Madden, but had Chapa in there at quarterback. That on that last drive we saw Diego Chrysler in. We'll see what happens when they get the football for the first time. That pass is incomplete, thrown behind his intended wide receiver. Right out of the gate, 3rd and 7 for the Gladiators. (11:26) opening possession for the Gladiators here in the second half. Here we go, trips right, one lone receiver to the left, quick screen, pass complete. The far side of the field, picks up a Gladiator first down on a 3rd and 7. That's the big running back again, Sabata, on the reception. Gladiators looking back to pass. Garza steps up. Deep ball, right side. Ball's up and complete. No flags. John Broyles on the coverage. That brings up a 2nd down. Gladiators looking for Luetta on the intended pass. Hand off up the middle again to the 44-yard line. And again, that's that man, Zapata, on the carry. Trips right, one lone receiver to the left. Garza looking back to pass, looking to his right. Wheel route nearly intercepted. Broyles again breaking that one up. Dangerous throw there from Garza. Brings up a 4th and 3. Now the Gladiators will have to punt this one away. Roma punting away from left to right. Landes and Carter back to return this punt. And Landes is just going to let this one roll inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. So that's where What quarterback will come out? We will wait and see. Rattlers will get the football for the first time in the second half. You're listening to ValleyCentral.com. So Diego Chrysler's your quarterback. He's out of the shotgun. Lance Madden's actually lined up in the slot. First time I've seen this in a while. And he goes right that way to Madden, complete at the 15-yard line. Hadn't seen this in a while, folks. I remember last season, myself and Joe Bolin were at the Sharyland playoff game against Madison when Sharyland had that duo threat with Madden and Chrysler swapping both quarterbacks. And this season, that's what we had expected again. This handoff, left side going nowhere. This year, what we had seen in the beginning of the season was, again, a mix and match of both quarterbacks. Then as the season went on, as district play came rolling around, Lance Madden became the starting quarterback, and we did not see any more of this 1-2 punch. Chrysler became the wide receiver. Madden became the starting quarterback. Now things are a little bit different here tonight. Chrysler, back to pass, down he goes, and a sack. So, can't call it an experiment. We've seen this before. It's not that much this season. After that sack brings up a 4th and 17. Rattlers punting this one away deep in their own territory. And again, this scrappy defense from these Gladiators hanging around in this one. They just need their offense to pick up their end of the bargain. Here we go. Rattlers punting away from right to left. Snaps there, punts away. It's a good one. Gladiators gonna... Football's on the ground. Rattlers recover. Pedro Rodriguez, the man trying to return that punt, took his eyes off the football. Ball is on the turf. Rattlers recover. Zach Townsend, the man there to fall on the loose football. And again, in a blink of an eye. Rattlers can hurt you on all three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. This time, the special teams coming through, creating turnovers. Rattler offense back out onto the turf on the 45-yard line of the Gladiators. They're going from right to left. And again, the wild card in is Chrysler. Madden lined up to the left of Chrysler. He's in the slot, trips left. Chrysler out of the shotgun, has time, looking to his left, still has time, steps up, fires that pass, complete, 34-yard line. One play and a first down, ball on the 34. Trips left, two receivers to the right. Chrysler out of the shotgun. Looking back to pass. Rolling out to the right, crossing the 30, 25 to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Out inside the 5. And again, that's going to be Lance Madden. Correction again. He wears number 8. Chrysler wears the number 6. And then the way these jerseys are designed with the numbers and the jersey color, you get easily mixed up with an 8 and a 6. So that time it was Madden the quarterback. So now we're starting to see that mix and match what we saw last year. But there's a penalty on the field. It's going against Sharyland, so that will wipe out the Madden run. I'm going to have to keep my eyes peeled. Looking for the quick screen. That pass is incomplete. Looking for Gonzalez. Second and 9 coming up after the penalty. Now this is going to be a handoff again to Gonzalez. Hard-nosed running that time. The 31-yard line. Four receivers set for the Rattlers. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Updated score from that Harlingen game. Gonzalez will now line up wide. 5 receivers set. Flushed out to the left. Makes one man miss. Steps up. Fires this pass. That's up. The official's going to say he hauled it in. Seth Carter on the reception. Harlingen 21. Los Fresnos 21. That one's shaping up to be the shootout we all anticipated it to be. Harlingen coming all the way back. 4th and 2 now after the 3rd and 7. Pick up a 5 on the catch from Carter. They'll fake the swing pass. Chrysler now flushed out to the right, crossing the 30. That pass up wide open. That's Lance Madden. One quarterback to another. Touchdown Rattlers. So a touchdown Rattlers. They extend their lead 27-0. 6:27 left in the third quarter. The extra point is up. It is good. 6:27 left in the third quarter. Sharyland 27, Roma nothing. You're listening to ValleyCentral.com. And welcome back to ValleyCentral.com. It's all Sharyland here in the third quarter. 6:27 remaining. Rattlers 28, Gladiators nothing. Here's a kickoff. It's a good one. Rolling to the back of the end zone. So the ball will be put on the 25-yard line. Mission Vets 20. They have a 20-7 lead against Pioneer. One of 2 schools now here in Sharyland area. Shout out to Brian Bradley. He's out there getting his feet wet at Leo Aguilar Memorial Stadium. His first game doing play-by-play actually. He's out covering the Harlingen Los Fresnos game. Brian Bradley, a morning producer with Channel 4. Handoff up the middle to the Gladiators. That ball's to the 30-yard line. You've tuned into some Sharyland games before. Brian has teamed up with myself. He's done the color commentary. I've done the play-by-play, and they needed a play-by-play out there, a play-by-play guy out there in Los Fresnos, and Brian said, "I'll do it." So he's out there in Los Fresnos calling a pretty good matchup in that district. 2nd and 5 after the run. Garza back to pass, quick screen, incomplete, overshoots his man. 3rd and 5 coming up. And Joe Bowling is out patrolling the sidelines, and Tiger Stadium. It's at Couch Elsa and Mercedes. That one a big rivalry in the Valley. Trips right, one lone receiver to the left for the Gladiators. Garza, handoff up the middle, goes nowhere. Met right back at the line of scrimmage, and he was greeted by a pack of Rattlers there. It's 5:34, fourth down coming up. Brando Barrera gets into the end zone for the Hannah Golden Eagles on a 1-yard touchdown run. They lead 28-8 with a minute left in the third quarter. That game going on at Sam's Memorial Stadium. Gladiators getting set to punt this one away. Westlaco 41, Edinburgh North 10. We have an updated score from Mercedes and Ed Couch. We'll get you that after this punt. Snaps there, punts away. It's a high, short one. Landes. Nice catch by Landes. He's going to take this one out, crossing the 45. Still on his feet. Landes is going to reverse field. Here he goes. Hold on. Ball at midfield. Landes still on his feet down the sideline. But there is a flag. That's going to be a block in the back, a 43-yard line. Sean Landes reversing field, really pulling the rabbit out of the hat on that one. It's a lot of running there for Landes, but unfortunately it's going to come back. At Couch Elsa gets on the board. The extra point was blocked, 22-6. All Mercedes. End of the third quarter, Los Fresnos 21, Harlingen 21. And indeed, it's going against the Rattlers. Trips right. Looking back to pass his chop. Deep ball over the middle. Incomplete. Good coverage there from the defender. That was Daniel Garcia. Pass was intended for John Esquivel. 2nd and 10 now coming up. Spread them out wide. Chapo will fake the pass, and it'll be a handoff up the middle. Not much running room there. La Jolla 26, Mission Eagles 7. That was the final score last night. Edinburgh Vela 49-14 was the score over Valley View. Pace beat Porter 42-21. Then PSJ Southwest all over Donna North 52-8. Those games were streamed live, video and audio on valleycentral.com. That pass incomplete. Looking for the quick screen was Chapa. So now it's a 4th down coming up, 4th and 9 rather. So those games were being streamed on valleycentral.com last night, again video and audio. And we had plenty of games streaming to you live right now on audio. La Jolla, Juarez Lincoln at Mac High, Harlingen at Los Fresnos, Brownsville Hanna, Brownsville Lopez, Brownsville Rivera at Harlingen South, Pioneer at Mission Vets, Edinburgh North at Westlaco, Rattlers punting this one away from right to left. High booming punt. Take a Rattler roll. And that's a live football. That one, I think, just went out of bounds. One of the Roma players tried downing the football. For what reason, I don't know why. He was surrounded by multiple Rattlers. The officials are going to discuss this one. It was a live football, no doubt about it. One of the Gladiators' returnmen decided to put a pinky on the football, really. Now he's going to get an earful from his coaches. Fortunately, Gladiators will maintain possession. 3:42 left in the third quarter. Gladiators with the football. They're going from left to right. Edinburgh Economedes at PSJ North, PSJ Memorial at Edinburgh Bobcats. All those games being streamed as we speak on valleycentral.com. Live audio, of course, an hour after the game. You can always tune in for live video and audio on valleycentral.com. 3:42 again. 28-0 is your score in case you're just tuning in. All Sharyland Rattlers here in front of their home crowd. That passes up. Nice catch at the 26-yard line. It was also homecoming night for the students here at Sharyland High School. So at halftime, they had the homecoming festivities. A lot of the kids walking around with their garters and their mums, and along with the band halftime performances. Plenty of reasons to smile if you're a Rattler fan. 2nd and 5 coming up after that catch. We'll go ahead and preview tomorrow night's blockbuster game on valleycentral.com. We'll talk a little bit about that one as this one goes on. Handoff up the middle, 1st down and more to the 35-yard line. Rodriguez on the carry. Under 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Clock continuing to wind down. If you have some kiddos in band or a nephew, a niece, whatever the case may be, we'll be streaming the Pigskin Jubilee tomorrow. I believe it was in San Benito and McAllen were the locations. I may be wrong, but nonetheless, head on over to valleycentral.com. We'll bring you all of the Pigskin action. That pass incomplete, thrown behind his intended wide receiver, Giannis. So these bands for both schools getting their last shot at a performance before their big competition. And again, you can tune in to valleycentral.com for that. Scheduled to start at 4 o'clock. Play action, looking back to pass. Here comes the rush. Pocket breaks down before his eyes, and down he goes for a sack. Sacked on the play, and multiple Rattler defenders in there to take down Garza. 3rd and 17 now coming up. Under 2 minutes to go. Gladiators looking back to pass. Garza flushed out of the pocket. He's going to have to call his own number. He'll be well shy of the 1st down, so the Gladiators will have to punt this one away. Saturday night, tomorrow night, myself, and right now it looks like Joe Bowling and myself will have the call. San Benito Greyhounds will be taking on the Brownsville Veterans Chargers. That's a big game in itself in the 6A rankings. We all know what San Benito can do. They pulled off that improbable come-from-behind win last week against Harlingen in the Battle of the Arroyo in San Benito. Now they'll have to go on the road, well, just down the road to Brownsville, really, to take on Marcus Castillo. That punt is tipped, and it's in the air. Rattlers will fall on it at the 45. Someone got a finger on it. So again, the Rattlers winning on all 3 phases of the game. Timeout on the field. We're going to take a timeout up here. 1:03 left in the 3rd quarter. You're listening to valleycentral.com. Rattlers with the football. They are in enemy territory. Hand off to Martinez to the right side. Breaking tackles to the 41-yard line. So again, this matchup between both these schools, and Gladiators coming in with some high hopes. It's going to be tough against these Rattlers. 31 5A district. We'll look at that district in just a moment. Roma again coming off that tough loss, 14-0 against Mission Veterans. Deep ball to the right. No one's there. Incomplete. Miscommunication on the route. And again, these Rattlers coming off their bye week. Again, the week before, they took down Santos Villarreal and Mission Veterans. It was at that game when Villarreal went down with an ankle injury late in the third quarter. But nonetheless, the Rattlers, again, I'll say it again, they won on all three phases of the game. Low snap, football's on the ground, picks it up, completes it at the 45. Flags come in on the near side of the field. Vicious stiff arm from Gonzalez. Ball, flag on the 36-yard line. We're going to see what the call is. Going to be a holding call against the Rattlers. So Roma coming into this game with a 3-3 non-district record, then a 1-2 district record. Meanwhile, Sharyland coming in with a 5-1 non-district record and a perfect 2-0 district record. Again, they're coming off their bye week, but with wins against two playoff potential teams in Edinburgh Vela and Mission Veterans. Eber Lopez last night. Talk about that after this play. Deep ball to the right, coming back, incomplete. And again, these quarterback to quarterback combination here. Madden was looking for Chapa, the intended wide receiver. Excuse me. I think that's the way the third quarter will come to an end. So at the end of the third quarter, Sharyland 28, Roma nothing. As we head to the fourth and final quarter, you're listening to ValleyCentral.com. Welcome back to the action. Punting situation for the Rattlers. 4th and 16. Roma will get their hands on the football to start the fourth quarter. This punts away. And will it take a friendly Rattler roll? No, it will not. It'll roll into the end zone. Touchback for the Gladiators. They'll take over at their own 25-yard line. So it's a 28-0 score. Now the defense of the Rattlers looking to keep that shutout alive. Once again, we'll talk a little bit about that game tomorrow night with San Benito and Brownsville Veterans. Both teams like to run the football. There's no denying that. And Brownsville Veterans with a triple threat, really. Handoff up the middle. Zapata on the carry, picks up a couple. Marcus Castillo, and again, in my own opinion, he's the second best quarterback in the Valley, right behind Lance Madden. He's only a junior. Last season I saw Castillo really grow up before our eyes as a sophomore quarterback. He's really stepped up his game, and the Chargers, they have a perfect district record. They're taking on San Benito tomorrow night. Garza running into his own blocker. Down he goes at the 20-yard line, looking back to pass. Another sack for this Rattler defense. Third down now coming up. You got Derek Rodriguez, Garza, and Castillo. Part of that three-headed monster, as they like to call it down there in Brownsville. Garza back to pass. Chase from behind. Hit as he was thrown. Balls in the air. Bounces off the turf. Nearly an interception for this Rattler defense. Nonetheless, they hold their own. Fourth down coming up. That was a quick series for that Roma squad. They'll send their punting team out. And again, it's one of those games tomorrow night where winner will be in that quote-unquote driver's seat. We'll go ahead and dip into that district for just a moment and dissect that one, and then we'll jump back into the 5A rankings, talk about Sharyland and their district, and talk about what's on the horizon for them and the Gladiators. Snaps there, punts away. Landes back to return this punt. And there he goes, looking for some running room. Picks up one block and another. Patiently waiting is Landes, 45-50. This kid's dangerous, I tell you. And the football's in his hands, but 2 flags on the field. Gonna be in the area of blocking the back. Yes, it is, so we'll get the call from the official. Los Fresnos and Harlingen, of course, doing battle. 32 6A action. Then you got San Benito and Brownsville Memorial. That game again will be going on tomorrow. Big time matchup there. So back-to-back games in that district. It's playoff implications. It's a 10-yard penalty. So that'll back him up to the 35-yard line. Again, we're here in the 4th and final quarter. 10:24 to be exact. So this play, Chapa, that one's going nowhere. The Roma defense swarming him. No opportunity there for Chapa to make anything happen. So the current standings in that 32 6A district: San Benito 3-0, Brownsville Veterans 2-0, Los Fresnos 2-1, Harlingen 1-1. So then Harlingen fighting to stay alive. Flags will come, or rather whistles and a flag, will come in from the 30-yard line. I want to see what the call is. Offside's going against the defense. You can add 5 free yards to the Rattlers. Then you get at the bottom of that district, Brownsville Rivera 1-2, Hanna 0-1, Lopez 0-3. Chapa's the quarterback. He's out of the shotgun. 4 receivers set, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. 9:48 final quarter. All Sharyland looking to remain unbeaten in district play. Chapa looking back to pass. Fires that one up. Incomplete. Off the hands of his intended wide receiver. Los Fresnos wins. That'll be a huge win. That'll put them up at 3-1. Then they'll be rooting for Vets Memorial to put off a win, because they would have that tiebreaker with San Benito. Nonetheless, that district is well alive. And again, tomorrow you got that big football game between the Greyhounds and the Chargers. Hand off to the right side. Lots of running room in front of him. Crossing midfield. Driven down to the turf. Hard running from these Rattlers. Esquivel on the carry. And we'll dip into this district here. District 31 5A. Edinburgh Vela with the win last night. Puts them in first place for now. 3-1 district record. Sharyland flirting with the 3-0 district record. Jet sweep to the left. Now we're starting to see some unfamiliar names. Marco Sanchez on the carry, and that's what you're going to see with the Rattlers up big here in the 4th quarter. They're going to give some of their younger guys some playing time. That was the case last night with Eber Lopez. His night was over late in the 3rd quarter. Starting quarterback for the SaberCats. He leads all Valley quarterbacks. Football's on the ground, a live ball. And Chapa is able to pick it up, and he's going to try and run with it on the far side of the field at the 44-yard line. Almost a disastrous play there for the Rattlers. Football was on the ground. Chapa had the awareness to pick it up and run with it. Ball on the 45, that's where it'll stay. Overall, Vela has a 7-1 district record, but in district they are 3-1. Sharyland 2-0. Mission Memorial 1-1, along with Rio Grande City with a 1-1 record. Roma is 1-2. Chapa back to pass. Pocket collapse. Eludes all three guys. Chased down from behind. Still on his feet. How about that? Chapa never gave up on that play, breaking multiple tackles, avoiding a sack, really calling his own number. And how about that? That's scary, folks, if your third-string quarterback is making plays like that. Going up against a first-team defense. Call it what you will. These Rattlers have plenty of depth at the quarterback position, and we've already seen what they can do. Chapa's lined up as wide receiver. Same goes for Chrysler and Madden. Hand off up the middle. And the Rattlers looking to just melt this clock down. This one about wrapped up in the books. Rattlers will be 3-0 in district play. Then they'll take the reins and be in first place. Vela will be in second. And then game still being decided tonight to determine the third and fourth place teams in this district. Hand off to the right side. Esquivel on the carry again. .6:45 and counting. Final quarter. Rattlers taking their time. 28-0 is your score in case you're just tuning in. ValleyCentral.com. Kevin Naro coming to you live from Richard Thompson Stadium, home of the Rattlers and Diamondbacks, looking for the quick screen. That pass falls incomplete, looking for Townshed. So what's to come for these Sharyland Rattlers? We'll take a look at their upcoming schedule. We'll hop on over to their district here in a bit. Chapa remaining the quarterback, 4 receiver set. Getting the call from his offensive coordinator from the sideline. Getting 5 on the play clock. Chapa gets this snap. Flushed out to the right. Fires that pass, looking for the end zone. Ball's up, incomplete, overshoots his man. Clock stops at 6:17. He was looking for Rodriguez, the intended wide receiver. So the Rattlers unable to convert on 4th down. Defense back out onto the field. Roma sends their offense. That was 4th down. Rattlers unable to convert. Now a timeout called by the Gladiators. 6:17 remaining in this one. And again, in the other side of the district, you got 32-5A. You got Donna, Brownsville, Porter, PSJ High, PSJ Southwest. Brownsville Pace, Donna North, Mercedes, and Ed Couch Elsa. Of course, the winner tonight between Mercedes and Elsa would be in the driver's seat for district. And the rest is really just a toss-up, folks. Hand off to the left side, crossing the 35 after the Roma timeout. PSJ Southwest could very well be a playoff potential team, along with maybe Donna, PSJ High. Lots to be written in that district. We know who the 2 teams are, being Ed Couch Elsa and Mercedes. Granted, either team falters in the second half of district play. 5:45 and counting. Roma out of the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right. Rodriguez with a handoff up the middle. 44-yard line. As for the 31-5A district, Rio Grande City, Edinburgh Vela, Mission Memorial, Sharyland, Roma, Sharyland Pioneer, and Far Valley View. Again, of course, the Rattlers Heavy favorites to win this district. Gladiators taking their time to the ball. 5:16 and counting. Rodriguez back to pass, rolling out to his right. That pass is up and incomplete, just throws it away. So he got the first time. The Rattlers will take on the Diamondbacks. It'll be a battle for some bragging rights between big brother Sharyland Rattlers and the little brother Sharyland Pioneer. That'll be a week from tonight here at Richard Thompson Stadium. Then the Rattlers will host Far Valley View. Then they'll travel to Rio Grande City to wrap up their district play. Then they can bid farewell to the regular season and say hello to the playoffs. Handoff up the middle into Rattler territory. Still running hard are these Gladiators. Under 5 minutes to go. With the way this Rattler team is playing, I think it's almost safe to say they can pretty much run the table and get another undefeated season under their belt. And Coach Ron Adames done an excellent job on coaching up this team. They had their win streak snapped earlier this season, which, in my opinion, I called it a blessing in disguise. You get that distraction out of the way, and then you focus on district. Hand off up the left hash for the Gladiators. Rodriguez on the carry. Ball on the 40. Roma on the move here late in the fourth quarter. Looking to get in the end zone for the first time tonight. And they got Pioneer, Far Valley View. So two very winnable games. Then Rio Grande City is their final game. They'll be on the road for that. Just to wait and see what happens with that one. And we'll see if Sharyland will elect to rest players, depending on where they stand in district play. Big time run again from the Rodriguez, and I'll tell you what, he's running hard, as are these Gladiators. They're moving the football slowly but surely. 3:52 left in this one. We'll look at the schedule for these Gladiators. They have a 1st and 10, ball on the 28-yard line. Roma back to pass. They fire that one, incomplete. Far side at the 25, it's incomplete. So what's next for these Gladiators? Well, they'll have a bye week to think it all over. Then they'll have two winnable games. So the season is not over for these Gladiators, although they'll need some help if they'll want to squeeze into the playoffs. They'll have the bye week. Then they'll host Sharyland Pioneer. Then they'll travel to Far Valley View to wrap up their season. And again, this run, the right hash to the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 Gladiators. Three minutes remaining in this one. Rattler defense looking to hold on to that shutout. So far, the Gladiators are still fighting their way, looking to get in the end zone. Hand off to the left side, inside the 10 is where they'll halt him. Pickup of 5 on the run. 2nd and 5 coming up. 2:30 left in this one. Mercedes 22 at Calchelsea 12. They're in the fourth quarter. Mission Veterans 26, Sharyland Pioneer 7. Garza back to pass. That's up. That's incomplete. Corner of the end zone. Clock stops at 2:11. PSJ North 24, Edinburgh Economides 21, Brownsville Rivera 34, Harlingen South 14, both those games in the fourth quarter. Falcons now pulling away from Harlingen. They're up 35-21. 7:28 left in the fourth quarter. Sticking to the ground game, Rodriguez, hard-nosed running. Gets to the 7-yard line. 2 minutes left in this one. So once again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to valleycentral.com as we get to the tail end of this one. And again, remember, if you have some kids in the band, if you're not unable to make the pigskin, you can tune in to valleycentral.com. We'll be streaming that live. Both pigskins events. Handoff. Again, the Gladiators itching towards that goal line. First and goal. Ball inside the 5. And if you have any interest towards that San Benito Brownsville Vets game, go ahead and tune in. It'll be live video and audio. We'll be coming to you live from Sam's Memorial Stadium. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock. Head on over to valleycentral.com. And again, handoff to Rodriguez into the end zone. Touchdown, Gladiators. They find the end zone, and there'll be no shutout tonight. Gladiators find the end zone. 28-6. Extra point coming up. The extra point's going to be botched, and it's going to be no good. On the botched extra point, it will remain Sharyland 28, Roma 6. A minute left in this one. You're listening to valleycentral.com. Welcome back to valleycentral.com. A minute, 1 second left in this one. Gladiators find the end zone but can't get the extra point through. So that's a 28-6 all Sharyland here at Richard Thompson Stadium. Again, it was homecoming night for the parents in the stands and the students out on the field and in the stands along with the cheerleaders. And they were all happy, and again, plenty of reasons to smile if you're a Rattler fan. They're going to take this one out, crossing the 20-yard line to the 25, and he gets out of bounds. 55 seconds left in this one. So again, head on over to valleycentral.com and live video and audio an hour after the game. Of course, Friday nights, just live audio, but on Thursdays and Saturdays, you can catch video and audio. So these Rattlers will improve to 3-0 in district play. Meanwhile, the Gladiators will head into their bye week, scratching their heads, wondering which way they will go. They will fall to 1-3 in district play. Rattlers hand off to the right side. I'll look to just run down the rest of the clock. And again, these Rattlers proving why they are the #1 team in the Rio Grande Valley. And the old victory formation now for the Rattlers. And Coach Ron Adame's Rattlers are going to be 3-0 in district play. And that's the way you want to come out after your bye week and finish strong. And then again, they'll say hello to the playoffs. Final seconds in this one. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to ValleyCentral.com. My name's Kevin Arrow. On behalf of everyone with ValleyCentral.com, thank you for tuning in. If you're a Gladiator fan, if you're a Rattler fan, thank you for your support. Thank you for tuning in. Your final score here at Richard Thompson Stadium: Sharyland 28, Roma 6. I'm Kevin Arrow saying so long and good night from Sharyland.